Hey, what is up YouTube? Andrew Rooney here, full-time drummer and drum teacher here in Auckland, New Zealand. We are back with a PayPal request. It is for Eric Isaacson. Hey Andrew, finally got around to requesting something. To be honest, it took so long because I couldn't make my mind up. So many great songs. So I narrowed it down to two. One reasonably simple one that you probably haven't heard, and one a little more complex which you may very well have heard because you've mentioned being into them. I'll leave it up to you to choose, or if you have a mind to do both, whatever. First choice, the simple one. This band was huge for a brief blip in the early 70s. Then the vocalist was beaten and took damage to his throat. That's horrible. So they kind of disappeared and had a comeback in the late 70s. I'm talking about Sweet. Yeah, I've heard of this group, Sweet. I believe they were on one of the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks. I'm pretty sure I had a young student come in and request Sweet, and I was like, whoa, that's a random request, and it's because of that. Anyway, Sweet were one of those bands who rocked pretty hard, but like a great pepperoni pizza, they were simple, and man, did they go down great. Tasty. My choice, Teenage Rampage from their 1973 album, Sweet Fanny Adams. Now, your second option here is, yes, I'm not going to say who it is. It's a group that I often refer to on this channel, and it's a song I know well. So hit me in the comments if you think you know the band and if you can guess the song. Of 10 points if you can get it right. And with that said, I am going to go with Sweet just because it's a different group for me, and I quite like just approaching these completely cold and not having any idea what I'm getting into. Guys, original video link in the description of the video. Please do go along, subscribe, check it out without me talking all over it. But with that said, we're going to check out Sweet Teenage Rampage from 1973. Let's check it out.
Come join the revolution now. I recognize your age. It's a teenage rampage. Turn another page on the teenage rampage now. I recognize your age. It's a teenage rampage. Turn another page on the teenage rampage now.
There are some magnificent haircuts and outfits in this band circa 1973. It's a really low quality video, but I'm digging it. I'm getting completely sucked back into 1973 right now. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It is perfect for what it is. And I don't mean that in any kind of demeaning or diminishing way. It is just perfect for what it is. This is really, really good stuff. What a nice shuffle, isn't it?
You gotta be heard, they got the word that really belongs. Now they're coming on strong. A national formation of teenage constipation. At 13 they were fooling, 16 they'll be rolling. Something in the air of which we all will be aware. But they don't care. Get yourself a constitution. Come join the revolution now. And recognize your age. It's a teenage rampage. Turn another page on the teenage rampage now. So recognize your age. It's a teenage rampage. Turn another menagerie, it's a teenage rampage. Now, menagerie, it's a teenage
Growl ending. Trash can. So the clip does say real, energetic, raw, and live. I believe, without checking the actual official album, I believe that is the album cut, the studio recording that they've effectively made an early form of music video for. So that wasn't them actually playing what we heard live, if that makes sense. I think. Is this group English?
5 minutes later.
The Sweet are a British glam rock band who rose to prominence in the 1970s. This feels like an early influence, an early forerunner to groups like Kiss. What? I don't know how long have Kiss been around? I'm not sure. Twisted Sister, and even moving into like the Motley Crue, Poison type thing. It feels like it's in that world, but earlier. An interesting vocal tone on the harmonies and what they're going for. That really did remind me of sort of like a Twisted Sister type vibe. It's kind of like a sweet spot, no pun intended, I feel like, in terms of we weren't sort of in the world of full-blown polished production yet, but the roots of the glam movement are probably there. We're getting quite dressed up and we're sort of posturing and sort of staring down the barrel of the camera and snarling, kind of that attitude. I can see what you mean, Eric Isaacson, about it's strangely satisfying, isn't it? And this comes back to something that I often refer to as the invisible drummer. Now, I didn't really notice the drumming in the song. I was kind of swept up in the song. I actually really enjoyed that song just on its own, and I wasn't really thinking too much about the drumming. And that, to me, is a good thing. So people often think the drumming needs to stand out. It needs to be a feature, or it needs to be complicated, or I don't know, loud, or something needs to be happening, stick tricks, for it to be good drumming. It's funny because in my career, and having played, I don't know how many thousands of gigs at this point, I was the opposite. So I was this guy. I was invisible. If I needed to flash something up, I'd do my best and just try and be appropriate to the situation. But there is nothing wrong with being an ensemble player and playing your part and adding to the music, which is exactly what we've got here. Some really, really cool tom work, really well-placed fills. We've got this big quarter note shuffle going on. Everything's just right. Everything's just right. There's not a huge amount to dissect or analyze. It's just great, solid rock band drumming. I wouldn't add anything and I wouldn't take anything away. Just perfect. Exactly what you want. All right. I will, you know what? I'll peel back the curtain and I'll tell you what Eric Isaacson's second pick was. The second choice needs no introduction, but I tried to pick a song that you might not have heard. And since you mentioned a band speeding up in your recent Deep Purple reaction, I chose the track Gun from Soundgarden's 1989 album Louder Than Love. The video is interesting because it's an early 1991 that includes their second bassist, Jason Everman, who they swiped from Nirvana. Not too long after this, he quit, joined the army, became a Green Beret, and served with distinction for many years. Imagine being a member of two of the greatest, most influential bands of the 90s, then quitting to join the military. Wow. For that matter, imagine Nirvana with a different bassist, and bassist Chris Novoselic on second guitar. So who knows? I might get to that one at some point. I do know that song. It's a banger. Again, no pun intended. Gun is a banger tune. Oh, come on. And the perfect example of this crazy gradual accelerando throughout the whole song. Starts off really slow and ends up in crazy punk double time blast beat madness. Might be a good one to revisit for myself and share with you guys at some point. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do remember original video links, as always, in the description of the video. Please do go along, support the artist. If you enjoy my channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, like button, and leaving a comment with what you thought of this video and what I should check out in the future. If you would like to support my channel further, I do have a Patreon. It's just $5 a month. You will get access to all the blocked videos. Direct reaction requests that you want to guarantee get on the channel, like this one, that is via the PayPal link. And remember, you as a subscriber of my channel, you get access to a full and free 30-day trial over at Drumeo. Go learn from the world's best drummers, 6,000 plus song transcriptions, no brainer, it's free, on me, go get it. Guys, until next time, take care, keep chopping wood, ciao.